You ever look at a French document, see a date like 07/10, and have that split-second panic? Is that July 10th or October 7th? It's one of those tiny little details that can cause some pretty big confusion. Well, you're in the right place, because in the next few minutes, we are going to solve that puzzle for good. Let's dive in.
It's a classic trip up for English speakers, right? You see 10/07/2024, and your brain just kind of freezes for a moment. But here's the thing. While it seems confusing, the French system actually follows a logic that once you see it is incredibly easy to get the hang of.
And to make sure we're learning this the right way, we're tapping into the expertise of A French Rendezvous. They're recognized as Canada's top second language school, so we're building this whole explainer on their proven, effective methods. Okay, so first things first. Before we can start building full dates, we need the basic pieces, kind of like the Lego bricks of the system, the words for the days and the months. So here are the 12 months, and yeah, they probably look pretty familiar to you. But the most important detail here isn't the spelling, it's the capitalization. Or, well, the lack of it. See how janvier, février, and the rest all start with a lowercase letter? That is not a typo. It's actually a huge clue, and we're going to come right back to it. And what do you know? We see the exact same thing with the days of the week, starting with lundi for Monday. Once again, notice they're all in lowercase. This isn't just a stylistic choice, it's a solid rule in French grammar. And that brings us to our first golden rule, the big takeaway. Unlike in English, you just don't capitalize days and months in French. The only exception is if they happen to be the very first word in a sentence. Honestly, this is one of the most common mistakes learners make, so mastering this one simple rule will immediately make your written French look way more authentic. So we've got the words, now let's look at the blueprint for how we actually assemble them. This is where the real aha moment is going to happen, because the secret isn't in the words themselves, it's all about the order. You know, the French format is incredibly logical. It always moves from the smallest unit of time to the largest. So you start with the day, then the month, then the year. Jour, mois, année. That's it. It's this simple, ascending order that, once you see it, just makes perfect sense. And this comparison just makes it crystal clear. In English, we say July 4th, putting the month first. But in French, following that small to big logic, it becomes le 4 juillet. Notice that little article le right before the number? That's key. The whole structure is flipped, and that, right there, is the entire secret. All right, we have the words and we have the order. Now let's just add the final bits of grammatical glue, the prepositions, to build a complete, perfect French date. There are just two small but absolutely essential words you need to remember. First, like we just saw, you always put les before the number for the day, and then when you want to add the year, you use the word an. Just think of them as non-negotiable parts of the formula. You need them for the date to be correct. Okay, let's walk through the recipe. Step 1, you always start with les. Step 2, you add the number of the day. Step 3, you add the name of the month, and remember, lowercase. And finally, step 4, you use en to connect it to the year. It's a simple, repeatable process every single time. And here it is, all put together, le 12 mai en 2023. See? It checks every single box. We've got le before the day comes before the month, mai is lowercase, and we have en before the year. That's it. That is how you write a date just like a native speaker. So, mastering the date is a fantastic win, right? And it really shows how breaking down French grammar into simple, logical rules makes everything so much easier to learn. In fact, the method we just used, focusing on clear rules and practical examples, is the core philosophy behind the entire learning system at A French Rendez-Vous. Because it's not just about memorizing random facts. It's about being fully supported on your journey. That means you get things like personalized courses with certified teachers who can prepare you for any exam you're facing, an interactive platform that's there for you 24/7 for practice, and a whole toolkit of flashcards and audio guides to fit how you actually learn best. And really, all of this comes down to a serious commitment to quality teaching. The goal is never to force everybody through the same cookie-cutter program. It's about creating a learning environment that is tailored specifically for you, giving you all the tools and support you need to not just learn French, but to really become fluent. You know, the clarity you just got on French dates, that's just a small taste of what's possible when you have a structured, effective way to learn. So if you're ready to feel this confident about every other part of the French language, then it's time to take the next step. I really encourage you to check out the community at A French Rendezvous and see how they can help you crush your language goal.